Hello everyone. As has been the case every Saturday for a while, we take another dive into the mysterious world of the Forgotten Languages website, exploring its ties with UFOs. Today's topic include Earth as a result of terraforming or seeding with artificial life. But before that, I would appreciate a lot if you could like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and share the video. This way we can spread the awareness of the UFO phenomenon, its reality, and our interaction with non-human intelligence as we draw near actual disclosure. Thank you. We continue our journey through year 2014. On the 5th of November, the site published an article titled On Biological Seeding and Artificially Generated Cambrian Explosions, Advances in Terraforming. First, let's try to decipher the intent here. The Cambrian explosion was an event which took place at the beginning of the Paleozoic era. It was characterized by the sudden rise in the number of species and most notably the rapid emergence and development of many animal forms, which were previously unknown on the Earth. Then again, the title mentions terraforming. Are these two themes connected somehow? Let's explore the English passages here.
Evolution has produced only a relatively few body plans, and most of the about tens of millions of animal species on Earth today belong to just between 28 and 35 phyla. Although the number of species on the tree of life has been increasing through time, the number of higher taxa, such as phyla, has been decreasing.
Firstly, we seem to be taking a look into taxonomy, or the classification of life forms on the Earth. Phyla and taxa are basically groupings of living organisms from the most broad structures, which include bacteria, archaea and eukarya, so the three domains of life, to species just like us, Homo sapiens. And the article reiterates scientific observations. The biodiversity on the Earth seems odd. On the one hand, we are still discovering new species today, and there are certainly organism changes leading to new species happening as we speak, now accelerated by human impact on the environment. And yet, indeed, and at the same time, there are many groups gone and remain only a memory on the pages of history. Even our own genus Homo, once a thriving mix of several species coexisting at the same time, is now reduced to just us, if we forgo the speculative presence of Homo floresiensis deep in the Indonesian jungles. Moving on, we hear the following.
Inducing an inertial interchange event, II, would require only hundreds, and not millions of years, for small planetary bodies such as Rigel, 2, and Mizar, 7. Minutely controlled, this artificially induced II would be enough to create a Cambrian explosion of life in targeted planets.
This is accompanied by an image of what I assume to be some kind of a proto-organism, while the text suggests that some planets, like within the Rigel and Mizar systems we have already heard about, being potentially seeded with life, maybe even with this tiny body we can see on the screen. And then there's the big elephant in the room. What if another civilization seeded the Earth with life and triggered the Cambrian explosion, all of those roughly 560 million years ago? Maybe advanced life on our planet is an alien scientific experiment. I can promise you already that this topic will return in the future. The other article we are discussing today, published on the 21st of November, revisits the topic of PSVs, or paradigm shifter vehicles, which are also more commonly known as alien reproduction vehicles, basically the result of reverse engineering of non-human technology. The title says, Signals and as Systems, Lessons from PSV Presence. First, the text includes a brief mention of this particular vehicle as follows. Aircraft type, PSV Milorb 2035 presence. Date of incident, January the 8th, 2008. 010-808-2037. Place of incident 4 miles east of Dublin, Texas. Casualties, fatalities, 0 fatal, 4 minor. I ran a quick lookup and the city of Dublin is located a few miles southwest to Stephenville, which is the location of a 2008 UFO event known in ufology circles, during which a massive object, possibly as long as 1 mile, hovered around in the area, including an alert and an Air Force response due to the proximity of a residence of none other than President George W. Bush. This article would thus suggest that the object observed by the local residents was human-made, in fact, and not an otherworldly vehicle as is usually assumed. The next fragment of the article in English seems to support this, mentioning the aircraft response from one of the local bases.
Following the successful completion of an electronic warfare training sortie, using transect from ACC DIAS AFB to ATC Vance AFB, PSV Milorb 3377 and PSV 2035 of type presence was maneuvered to home base at 20:37 hours. Indication of the presence of military aircrafts from Karlsruhe NAS prompted recalculation of new Art B course.
The map presented in the article also seems to coincide with our findings so far, as the object was indeed seen flying along a more or less linear trajectory passing over Stephenville. It seemed to be a test flight tracked by the radars according to the text. Meanwhile, the aircraft response may have been unrelated to presidential security actually, but a part of the exercise, as we read the following.
QAZ and FTW radars were blind to the test vehicle for at least 23 minutes. Same for QIS primary. Test flight shows the vehicle could have easily disrupted all major radar facilities from DIAS AFB to target point Altus AFB. At 002301 mission time, presence was made visible to radars and scrambled fighters from Karlsruhe NAS in order to test collision avoidance systems.
The bibliography also seems to include quite some interesting references. While some of the Forgotten Languages articles mentioned are available on the website, there are others which are not. The ones dated to 2008 and 2009 are within the available history range for the website, but there is also one dated as early as 2000, and there are no available articles of any kind dating that early on the website, which is something we have already seen and will see again. There are some people claiming that the website acts as a cover for intelligence data sharing, and those people often indicate that in addition to its odd languages and possible cryptographic purpose, there is a legitimate reason for this site to function, such as a cover for an intelligence group and possibly a transnational one, which the site itself mentions in a few cases later. In any case, what do you think of today's topic, dear viewers? Is it within the realm of reason that advanced life on our planet could not have evolved or could have taken a much longer time to evolve without the nudge from aliens who possibly triggered a live explosion eons ago? And equally, do you believe that some of the UFOs in our skies are actually ours, and by that I mean human technology? Let me know in the comment section down below. We will return to the exploration of this strange website next week, and we are getting closer to wrapping up year 2014. As time goes on, the articles actually get better and juicier, so stay tuned. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon in another video. Take care.